Hey y'all, today I wanted to talk about deodorant. Okay, I know that may not sound super exciting, but hear me out. If you are postpartum, if you want to get pregnant, if you care about the ingredients that go in your body, or if you just kind of stink and you don't like your current deodorant, then this one's for you. When we first started our non-toxic journey, when we were doing product swaps, deodorant was one of the first things we switched. So we switched to a natural deodorant. And though it didn't have any bad chemicals in it, it also didn't work. We still stunk. And especially postpartum, I stink extra bad. So this time postpartum, I decided I wanted to try something different, maybe make my own deodorant. Maybe that would work. And y'all, I found a deodorant that actually works. It doesn't just kind of work. It's not a little bit better. It's the only deodorant that's ever kept me from stinking all day long. But first, let's talk about what's actually wrong with the deodorant that is on the shelf that you probably use. Well, if you start looking at deodorant, the first thing you're going to see is aluminum. And aluminum has been linked to breast cancer. So most breast cancers start in the upper outer quadrant of the breast, which if you notice is right next to your armpit. And when you use aluminum deodorant, you're absorbing that. Well, your body doesn't actually know what to do with it, and it doesn't process it very well, so it just absorbs it. And people may say, well, you're not absorbing that much aluminum. Well, if it's not leaving your body, it's accumulating over time. And so that's the first thing that's wrong with aluminum. The other thing is aluminum's in deodorant because what it does is it blocks your sweat glands. Which that sounds like that's a great idea. Like, I'm using deodorant, I don't want to sweat. The problem is the reason you sweat is it's your body detoxing. It's detoxing all kinds of things. Some heavy metals is one of those things. So when you're not allowing your body to detox, you're holding all those toxins in, and they could be cancer-causing toxins. So you decide, okay, I've seen actually a lot of aluminum-free deodorants on the shelf at the store. I'll get one of those. Aluminum's not the only thing you have to worry about. A lot of those products have been greenwashed, which means they may not have aluminum, but they still have some other ingredients that really aren't great for you. It's just people have started talking about aluminum, and companies want to keep making money, so they try to give the people what they want. The other things you have to worry about are a lot of things that end up being hormone disruptors. That means it can affect your fertility. Whether you are male or female, it's going to affect you. What these hormone disruptors do is they mimic estrogen. For women, that looks like imbalanced hormones. It could mess with your ovulation or menstrual cycles. For men, it can lower your sperm count. It can give you low sperm quality or poor sperm quality. That looks like, if you're looking at the ingredients, it looks like parabens, phthalates, BHT, or fragrance or perfumes, which you have seen a lot in a lot of your products out there. We'll talk about that in a second. So these hormone disruptors are just throwing your body out of balance, throwing your hormones out of balance. So if, like me, you were trying to get pregnant, you're actually hurting your chances of getting pregnant by introducing these chemicals into your body. And then also these same chemicals can, because you're elevating your estrogen, can cause cancer. So fragrance, that's a whole topic in itself. But basically that one word can be any of over 3,000 different chemicals to make that fragrance. So you're buying fresh cut flower deodorant. It smells great, but you don't know what's making up that smell. And the thing is, the companies, they don't have to tell you. That is called, it's like trade secrets. They don't have to be transparent about it. So you don't know if those chemicals are petroleum-based, if they are hidden phthalates, hormone disruptors, carcinogens, or if they bioaccumulate, which means as you use it over time, they continue to collect in your fat tissues because your body doesn't know what to do with them. So it may smell great, but it's actually harming you. And think about that as you use all of your products. If it smells great, it's probably harming you. That is your soaps and lotions and makeup and all kinds of things. And if you are trying to take care of your body, then that's one thing that's going to make it a little bit harder. So we decided, we saw all of this. It was a gut punch to see the hormone disruptors. I think was probably the biggest thing for me, because we wanted children so bad, and to know that something I put on my body every single day was hurting our chances of getting pregnant was just a gut punch. But it also opened our eyes to all the other products, since this was the very first thing we changed. So we changed to natural deodorant. We went through, there's like a 2 to 4 week detox process your body goes through. You may sweat more, you may stink more. Your body's detoxing and learning how to function again. So we went through that process. We're like, cool, we have this natural deodorant. The problem is it would work for a few hours and then we stunk. So we tried a different one. Same thing. We tried the $5, we tried the $15. All of it didn't work. We still stunk. And then postpartum, I stunk even worse. Like I smelled like a foot. So that brought me to, let's make our own deodorant. The thing is, I found a recipe and kind of finagled it where it is simple, it is inexpensive, and it works. So let's talk about what that looks like. So there's 4 simple ingredients that make this up. There's shea butter. Shea butter has some natural antibacterial properties and it's moisturizing to your skin. There is coconut oil. It is going to make it a little creamier texture. It also has natural antibacterial and natural antifungal properties. Then there's arrowroot. This is going to absorb the moisture. And then finally, there is baking soda. This has a low level of baking soda in it because my husband's actually a little bit sensitive to baking soda, but this doesn't bother him. It is going to neutralize the odor, and it also will help balance your body and your skin's pH. If you use it and you're like, that's still too much baking soda for me, then just 1-to-1 substitute arrowroot for the baking soda. It should be fine. You just lose like a little bit of that like odor neutralizer, but it's better than your skin being irritated. Okay, so you can use a hand mixer. I'm going to use my KitchenAid mixer. It's fine to use your food grade stuff on this because you're going to wash it and none of this is it's not toxic. You're not going to hurt yourself. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to do 6 tablespoons of shea butter. So I was the first person in the family. I made it. I tested it out. I used it. I'm like, this deodorant is awesome. And then I made my husband use it. And he is like, I actually don't stink. He works out. He runs. He has struggled with finding a deodorant that works, but this works great for him too. So also make your husband's try it. Okay, so I put the 6 tablespoons of shea butter. I'm going to do 1 tablespoon of coconut oil. I don't like my deodorant too greasy, but I do like the properties that coconut oil has, and I like the texture it gives it. So I like a tablespoon of coconut oil in there. Okay, so I've got those in there. I am going to blend this either using a hand mixer or I'm going to use my KitchenAid until it starts looking kind of creamy. The shea butter is a little firm, so I just want it to kind of break up and start turning more into like something you can smooth on than just a chunk. Okay, as you can see, it's gotten kind of creamier. Now I'm going to add the arrowroot and the baking soda. And once you put that in there, you want to slowly start the spinning until it starts to incorporate. Otherwise, it's going to be like poof. It's going to be all over the place. So I'm going to push this down from the sides before I add it in there. Okay, so I'm going to do 4 tablespoons of the arrowroot. And the cool thing about using your own ingredients from home is you know that you're going to source quality ingredients. So you can make it all organic if you want to, or just use some trusted brands. But even the natural stuff you get, you don't always know were they using the best ingredients possible. I'm going to do 2 tablespoons of baking soda. Okay, like I said, slowly start this so you don't create a big dust cloud. And it's going to look really dry, but you're just going to whip it together. You can see it start whipping together. It's not as dry. It's becoming more of like a cream. So you can just test it. It's super creamy now. You want something that you're going to be able to spread on because you are going to get just like a little pea size and put it under your arms. If you want to add essential oils, now is the time. I like just the base of it, but if lavender would be great, a tea tree oil, just experiment and find something that you and your family likes. Okay, so I'm going to now put this in I keep it in a little jar in the bathroom. I just use this little mason jar that I think some jelly was given to me in. So it's just, I'm just reusing something, but you can get a cute little jar if you want something cute in there. So I've talked about this. This is a easy recipe. It's so easy, but it's also really inexpensive. It's so much cheaper than deodorant, especially we had tried all the deodorants. We tried the $5 deodorant, but $15 deodorant for a small container, that's crazy to me. And especially then it just doesn't work. So this actually works. It's cheaper. You can make it at home. It's weird to be passionate about deodorant, but here we are, everyone. And it doesn't have ingredients in it that are trying to like take you out. So there's nothing harmful. It's, even my son will want to like pretend to put deodorant on. And I don't have to worry about that it's messing with his hormones or throwing his body out or, potentially causing some issues further down the road. I'm sure there's probably also a better way to get this all in here, but, here we are. And the other thing is like once I put the deodorant on, I kind of rub my hands together because this shea butter is so moisturizing. I have put it in my little jar. We'll keep it in the bathroom. This is shelf stable for 6 to 12 months. But it's so quick to make that, I just make small batches. And once we go through it, I make another one. But this is shelf stable for about 6 to 12 months. We put in this little jar, keep it in the bathroom, and it is good to go. I hope this helps you. If you feel like you're stinky, if you want to clean up your product, then go with this deodorant. And it's not trying to take you out. So if you do try this deodorant, please leave a comment below. I would love to know if it helped you, if you thought it worked for you. It works for our family. And enjoy, and I will see you next time. Bye, guys.